Hiya, it's Mike here, and in this video I'm going through the LTA website and the navigation of the site itself, and I'm going to highlight some key areas that I think you'll get good value from, and to give you an idea of what you actually can do on the website itself. It is quite a simple site to navigate once you get used to it. And I think there are lots of different things in there that maybe get lost a little bit. So I want to go through those and provide all the different options you've got on the site itself. I will be timestamping this video to make it easier for you to then go through to the areas you want to look at. But like I said, I think there are a lot of areas that are really useful for tennis players, tennis fans, anybody in the sport itself. So let's take a look at it. So here we are on the LTA website now. In a previous video, I've actually gone through the login process, so you can feel free to check that out now. But I will go through and navigate the site itself. So like I said, this is the homepage and what's involved here. The most recent posts that are here. It is a very straightforward site, and you do get used to it after a while of where to find things. You can find out more here. There's a few different sections here. A latest news section at the bottom that you can swipe through very easily. And more information about the Advantage program, which is just out now, about the tennis membership with the LTA. The areas that I want to go through are the navigation areas, and the first one will be about us and the mission statement itself of the LTA. What we do, and then mission statement. And this goes through tennis itself, what the LTA are for. It isn't just about tennis coaches or tennis players. There are other things and volunteer work and trying to get more people involved in the sport. Go through now to the help and frequently asked questions, which I think is very useful for new people and new players, and that's found here. When you're on this section, it goes through the most frequently asked questions that they do receive. This could be like coach related. Some of these questions are for coaches, and some of them for new players as well. Information on the venues. So this itself sort of questions from a variety of different people. So now I'm going to look through the best places for new junior players to look. So parents out there, it's a great place to have a little look of what's sort of available for your child. And you can go on to play and compete here. And then LTA Youth. And LTA Youth Start, which is the initial program to start off kids, as it says here, that between 4 and 11. It's a fantastic starting point for anybody looking to get into tennis. They may be doing other sports at the moment and enjoy sport, or may not enjoy sport but want to give something a go. And this is a great option here, where you get 6 sessions with a trained coach, plus all the kit as well, so racket and balls and t-shirts to get you started, which is a great starting point. You usually be able to book through here, so that's where you click and get access to the booking system and find somewhere near you. I'll go through the whole LTA Youth program here, which explains obviously the start is the very start of it, and then as depending on the age of your child, there's recommended different stages for them. This is just a recommendation, and it may vary child for child and what the coach sort of sees best for their development. But on the whole, I would say it's pretty consistent and pretty close to those age groups. So the blue stage is the very first one, just sort of getting kids involved at a very young age. Obviously, what they're able to do is different. So it's about building up some basic skills for them, like balance and agility, and their coordination, getting used to sending and receiving a tennis ball or other objects as well. LTA Youth Red here. It's a little bit more like you'd see with tennis, with them rallying a little bit more, hitting over a net, able to start to understand the game a little bit more at this point. Then moving on through orange, same thing, little bit of a bigger court, a little bit more space, a little bit more movement involved for them. Becomes a little bit more difficult as the tennis balls get harder as well. Bounces a little bit more and goes a little bit faster for them. And then on to green, where again it's a little bit harder. The ball, the court itself is bigger. And obviously by this point they're a bit older and they can get around the court a little bit more. And then onto the yellow stage, which is the same type of tennis ball as the pros would use, as adults would use, and the same court size as well. Obviously session to session, so this may change. So if it's more beneficial that the coach does reduce the court size or change the ball or things like that, it is adaptable in that respect. But I wanted to go through the process through the different colours, and the idea behind the LTA youth programme. So another section that is fantastic for new junior players would be on the LTA youth again, and this time tennis at home. Obviously with the COVID situation, this has been set up, but this is something that will benefit beyond that as well, with different activities to do, activity cards, different challenges, and there are lots of videos here as well, linked to the sort of things that you would do within sessions, but obviously able to do at home as well, which is fantastic for sort of building up their coordination, and building up different skills that will benefit them in tennis and lots of other different sports as well. Great sort of fun activities to do when you're at home. So it's very easy to go through, and you can download the activity cards here. And all the different challenges at the bottom that you can download and take part in as well. So lots of different resources here, which is fantastic to keep them involved when tennis isn't open. So a few great areas for new adult players would be to go on to here again and go play and compete, and go on to getting started here, and just click on adult tennis. And this goes through the different sessions that are available within the LTA setup itself, and gives you a bit more information about what the sessions are themselves, and how to then book onto those sessions. So for example, Tennis Express, which is what I'd recommend for new players or people that haven't played for a long time, is a 6-week coaching course similar to the LTA youth program, the Youth Start program, and here you can find a course, and that is very, very easy to find somewhere near you that offers this particular session. It gives you an overview of what the session's like, of the sort of things that will be involved, but it's just a great starting point to start to learn the game and feel a bit more confident of what to do. Another great area for adults, new adults, would be on the major events, and the major events that are available to go and watch. It depends on your sort of membership in terms of the discount you get for these events and what ones you can actually apply for. but it is a very easy process again, just to go through and find what you want, and you can get more information about that particular event as well, and then able to book through the site itself. Another great feature of the website for new players, adults and juniors as well, is the find a court or find a coach function that is on the main menu itself, under play and compete, and then get on court, and then you can find a court or find a coach. If I was to click through to one of these, if I find a court, it'll then load up a section to show your location. You can either type in your location or enter the location itself, and then you can flip across here to find a coach in that same location as well. Useful resources on the website as well, which like I said, I've shown you a few already, but there are a few extra ones, and some coaching tips, rules of tennis themselves. So if we go on getting started, go on to the adult tennis again, we can go introduction to tennis, and then it gives you a beginner guide of where it began, who you can play, the sort of information about the court itself, and the benefits of the game. So that's a fantastic little resource there. Just getting started, and some coaching tips. So going through the types of shots, a little bit of tactics, and a few drills to try and improve the technique as well. So it's a good little starting point to sort of learn a little bit more before you get going. So if we click on here, give you an example of it, the different types: volley and smashes, forehands and backhands, returning and serving. So it gives you a bit of an idea of what to try and do. The kit guide here to go through the basic sort of kit that you require, that you can click through to access more information on, to give you sort of an idea of the prices and a little bit more detail on what sort of type of player benefits what, and what sort of equipment's best for the sort of the age and size of the child as well. That's it. Thank you for watching. Really do appreciate you watching to the end. Check out my channel information at the top there, so you can subscribe to that if you want more related topics to this. And there'll be the next video available for you that we'll recommend as well alongside me.